I'm ready for my funeral. How'd I do? I'm really not, though, actually. So I'm not ready for my funeral specifically.
No.
Whose funeral are you ready for?
Our funeral.
Our
It's going to be a
funeral?
joint thing.
It is not.
How are you going to go out?
This is terrifying. This is taking a turn for the worse.
So, I mean, I guess we should probably tell the story, but
I mean,
this goes back to
everyone
2003.
is wondering right now.
Jamie graduated from high school.
The world?
We're going to tell our life stories to figure this out.
Let's not.
We just had kind of a weird moment together. I feel like you did, and I had a devastating moment.
A weird moment?
Had a weird moment. So we know where we want to be buried. That's really what we're getting into here.
Yes. We have known for several years.
What?
We've known for several years where we want to be buried.
Want to be married. Okay. That's a key word
you
there.
just said?
Well, I said we know like where we're gonna. Like we made a purchase of land that will
Yes.
hold my corpse one day.
Only recently.
So recently we did that. And so it was an interesting moment though. Like that's what I'm saying. And that moment was like for me, I was like, we're gonna get a plot of land and we're gonna
A plot of land.
die together here. Not die together, be buried together here.
Gosh.
And
Maybe
Jamie,
you shouldn't tell the story.
And Jamie's like, huh?
Yeah. I mean, if you came to me saying, we're going to die together. Yeah. Huh? No. So we were started our family in a city nearby where we live now. Not too far. And we have decided that that's where we're going to be buried because we have a son that was stillborn and he's buried there. So we have decided early on.
We knew we were going to do
at
this.
least 17 years ago, pretty much, that we are going to be buried there. We just hadn't purchased.
No.
Because I hadn't thought about, I should, purchase a place where I'm going to be buried when I'm so young.
But it started filling up. Apparently a lot of people are biting the dust around here.
We would go to the cemetery and there's new headstones popping up everywhere. And I think we were like, oh no.
It's like worse than the real estate market.
Yeah, we
Did
were
you
like.
just get a good corner? A lot of traffic?
A lot of traffic.
But
We
and
were
so we
worried
did.
that the plots right next to our son's headstone were gonna get
Purchased by somebody else.
Which I personally wouldn't be like, hey, I'm gonna purchase a plot right next to someone else's headstone. I would want to be a little bit of space, but you never know,
You don't know.
if someone's going to just look at that
Mega
map.
fan, maybe.
Oh my gosh, that's so wrong.
It's morbid.
That is. Like, look at the plot map and just be like, right there's good, and have it be right kind of where we had intended
Yeah.
to be buried.
Or like done the two over, and then it's like, now, now
like
we can't cut
not
it.
enough space in between or anything like that. And
We
so
can share one plot, though.
I'm sure
Me and
Jamie
you.
would still want her space in the
I want my
afterlife.
space, but I don't think they let you.
It's going to be awkward for
They
the
don't
people.
let you save the money that way. They don't let you stack. They're
Can't
like,
tell me what I'm going to do when I'm dying.
I mean, they got to get their money.
I'll just do it myself then.
Sure.
That won't cause any problems.
No.
So we decided, let's buy it.
We didn't decide. I was just informed after it was done. I got us a plot. Oh, you bought it? Yeah, I did.
I mean, that's how I make most of our decisions, I guess.
Oh, okay. It's already done then.
But this was something we've talked about for over a decade.
Yes, but the actual purchase was just a surprise.
Yeah. And I think our joke here is that, like, you were like, that's a pretty serious commitment.
Yeah.
But I think that was actually, we were talking about the headstone. Like, getting a headstone to, like, have as a stool or a bench there for while we're...
It was mainly, honestly, getting the plot, like, the connected, because, like, you can get an individual plot, or you get, the two, and then, I guess it is kind of the headstone is combined. Usually you'll have the headstone with the two names on it, and stuff like that, but I'm like, that's a pretty good, big commitment that we are going to be together forever and buried together.
Buried.
Like, there's no separation.
No. We got to see who gets which side of the bed, I guess.
Right or left.
But I mean, we are married.
We are married.
And don't get me wrong. There's reasons to not like me. So I can see how that can be concerning. Or what if I like went tomorrow and then you're married to someone else longer? Would you prefer to be married with them or me?
See, I just don't know the
That's
answers
them.
to those
That's
questions.
them automatically. If you don't say me, that's them. Jared?
Yeah, I would agree on that one. It wasn't a quick enough answer.
Or vice versa.
I would automatically have said you.
Right.
Well, see how quick that answer.
Right.
Jamie still hasn't answered yet.
I think women though, and this is not
See,
even,
she still has not answered
no,
yet.
I'm
I'm telling
going to
you.
explain
Telling
to
you.
you what I'm going to say.
Women hate their husbands more?
This is besides the point of what we're talking about, and this would be a great conversation too for another like podcast. But I think women tend to not get remarried as much when their spouse passes away, and men get remarried more often. Men kind of need that
Jared?
companionship.
Fact check.
I mean, do I need to look this up right
I
now?
think we
or
do.
Are we doing this for another podcast?
I'm just saying. I think
Okay, that's true.
I think
We'll save
women-
this. This is a tease.
I think men need the companionship more, so I would be apt to maybe not get
You
remarried.
think women don't need men more than men need women?
Oh, for sure.
Wow.
For sure.
I don't know about that.
For sure.
I bet the numbers don't add up the way you're thinking.
I'm saying if I were to die tomorrow, I think I would be fine being like, okay, I'm going to take care of the kids. I'm going to be not get remarried. I can do this
If you were to
on
die
my
tomorrow?
own.
That would be
Oh,
interesting.
if you were to die tomorrow.
I mean-
Sorry. If you were to die.
Yeah, you wouldn't have to worry about taking care of the kids, that's for sure.
Okay,
It's
let
like,
me
I'm going to be totally
preface
fine
it.
leaving you alone with
Listen.
everybody.
If you were to die tomorrow, I think I would be okay. Like, okay, I'm going to do this single mom stuff. I'm going to deal with the kids and just not get married again. I think for men, it's harder
Ooh.
to not have
I don't
that
know.
the
This,
help
we're
of
gonna have to
another
have a full.
woman.
This is gonna be a. This might be a
You're
full
kind of two
podcast.
against one right now. Like,
Well, just because you're
You can bring
you think that you could
You
just
could bring another
parenting
guest.
on your own.
oh yeah,
Parenting on your own.
oh yeah,
And Nadia would be like, I need to get married again.
yeah.
Right.
She would need a.
Okay, so I don't necessarily think Jamie's personality is that way, but you're saying all women.
No, I'm just saying in general.
Yeah,
Because if we're
no
doing
way.
that, our personality for sure, I think I'm more apt not to get married again, and you would. But for sure, 100%.
I don't know. I don't know about that one.
I would just move with some
we
dudes.
would have to have a debate
No,
about this.
I do. Okay,
Have you
fine.
ever seen the movie Chuck and Larry?
I just think.
All right, all
Totally
right.
down.
But because of this, she doesn't want to be married.
No, I
Oh,
just said that
sorry.
is a big like that's a commitment. Like when you're like, okay, we're getting our headstone or not our headstone, but we're getting our plot and stuff in your 30s, early 40s.
Next to our son.
late 30s, early 40s. I'm just
Our.
What if
Which we
Steve
had
were to do
planned on
something
doing.
super bad to you?
That's what I'm saying.
Would you?
Where I'm like, oh, I guess we have a
Would you
plot
just like
together.
chop? Would you just like chop your headstone in half and have like a?
We'll have to split it, but I want half of each one. I don't want one.
No, I guess the idea is that it was just.
I get it. I wasn't really upset about it. I get the concern because things can happen. There's a lot
It
of
wasn't
years.
even a
Hopefully,
concern.
there's a lot of
It was
years.
just like he got it and it was like, oh well, that's a big commitment to get the plots. Where I was like putting it off more. Not that it was, but it was. We still have years and years and years before hopefully.
Did
any
you
of us
already
die.
have divorce papers drawn up when I did that?
So dumb.
Okay, that's the question we should be
No.
asking.
Probably just didn't hand them to you yet.
Whatever.
She's like, all
Whatever.
right, second part of the podcast, we have an announcement.
No.
I've seen some funny ways people have been served their papers. That would be funny.
I would be okay with it. I would be pretty upset probably originally, but I think down the line of having like you divorce me in a funny
When
way.
you get married again.
No.
When you get thinking about it when you're married again. That was funny.
I've committed to no more marriages.
No more
I've made a
marriages, so
verbal
you've had
commitment.
more than one. Because this one's so bad.
No, that's what you always say, but that is not the case.
But yeah, so I don't know. It was just that's one of those things. If you're like, I'm gonna purchase where I'm gonna be buried, it is like oh wow.
Yeah, that.
But you can always.
And we're talking like it's not like you were like, what have you done? I don't know if I want to be buried by
No,
you.
I was
That is
like
not what happened
I was
here.
like
I'll
oh
defend
wow,
you.
that's like a.
She's like,
That's a commitment. Like.
what? You? Or were you worried? Is it like an airplane seat where you're like, he's kind of big. I don't know if I want him right next to me.
Right.
Is that what that
Like
was
it have
more
some
of?
space.
Maybe by
Could have
3.
some space while I'm
She doesn't like me to. I'm
slumbering.
and I will roll over to her side, and I'll be like reaching over trying to touch her.
Yeah, it's like a space thing.
Are you gonna like lamp out your headstones and stuff all around it?
No,
we
we've
could do a whole
actually-
conversation about funerals and what we should do for each other. It's like what I'm going to do
That's
for yours and what you're going to do
true.
for mine.
That's true. We could do
We
a
could do
whole
a whole
planning each
funeral.
other's funerals.
I've
What
already
if
got mine
we?
planned out.
What if we have it all? No, each other's.
I know,
What if we
that's the
come
problem.
with like PowerPoints and like
It's like, this is how
folders and like
Jamie's
this is
funeral is
your
gonna go down.
funeral.
I think that would work. Can we plan Jared's too?
I really don't want
Go
you to
for
plan
it.
mine.
Jared's is going to look like the movie Coco.
If that means I can live again, let's do it.
Right.
No promises. Depends on if you can find whatever, someone will give you a blessing or whatever to get out.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I just spoiled the whole show.
I'm pretty sure most people have seen Coco.
But that is how I find out my wife doesn't love me. I mean, that's not what I'm supposed to say. What am I supposed to say?
And that is how.
And that is how we know where we're going to be buried.